Okay, so welcome everybody to. Oh my god, I get to do the introduction. Welcome everybody to the Who Approved This podcast. Before we start, I'd like to take a moment of silence because Amay is no longer with us. May
He's
his
not dead.
soul, may his soul rest in peace. May he never come back. May his spirit not haunt us. And so yeah, let's. Okay, no, he doesn't really deserve a moment of silence. It's fine. He was a shitty person anyway. Okay, moving on. So today, I have a guest. I tried to find a special guest, but I couldn't. So today we have Suhani Karani, a diligent listener, I guess, who has been listening to our podcast since the first episode, and she finally gets to be on it.
Hello, everyone.
There are only like 25 people, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I assume this week it'll be much fewer people because Amay isn't here, and he's usually the one who plugs it and shit. So
No, I'll plug
his
it.
friends listening, I don't know.
I know he will plug it, and I will take responsibility because I have to take because now because he's dead, the podcast is rests on my shoulder.
Mhm.
So I will have to do the plugging and everything. If he left me his Instagram password, I would have plugged. It would be really funny if he was dead and I was still plugging it from his account. Oh my god. Okay, let's just start. Let's get into it. So, the first topic in is what I consider our most serious topic.
Obviously, the Kardashians. Because that is the most pop of all cultures.
Yeah. And I hate to admit this, but I sat there and I did hours of research on the Kardashians, and I think I'm losing my mind. But no, we're not talking about the Kardashians.
We have to talk about the Kardashians. I mean, it's literally all over social media all the time.
If I talk about the Kardashians, Amar is gonna come out of his grave and he's going to be very disappointed in me. Okay, he's gonna look down upon me from the.
I don't care. It doesn't
above.
matter. I have all of this information about the Kardashians that is completely involuntary because I actually don't follow any of them, but I have so much information and I need to use it somewhere.
Well, it's not gonna be here because even though we're not gonna talk about the Kardashians, we're gonna talk about the Jonas Brothers. They reunited.
Yeah, super exciting. Did you listen to the new song?
No.
I actually listened to it. It's pretty good. I kind of like it.
I didn't listen to it.
It's called Sucker.
I actually don't care. Yeah. But Amwa is the one who comes up with topics. This is so hard.
It's okay. You just hate me. It's fine.
No, I just miss him.
I'm gonna try my best to live up to his standards.
No,
or your standards.
Okay. As you can tell, we're on a shortage of topics, but I wanted to get the Jonas Brothers things out because, as we know, apparently One Direction is also coming back, and that I actually care about.
Is that actually true, or are people just saying that?
I don't know, but apparently Liam Payne came out with a statement, right? That in 2020 the band is gonna get back together. And you know the thing is, if Amoy was alive and on this podcast, he would totally not approve of this topic. He'd be like, "Who cares about the One Direction? No. But you're not here anymore. You're dead, so I can talk about it." But yeah, the Jonas Brothers are back together.
Super exciting. They might be going on tour and stuff. Pretty cool. And they're doing a documentary. Did you know that?
No. What?
That's how they got together. So they started like doing a documentary about, I guess, their lives and stuff. And because of that, they ended up spending a lot of time together and realized that, there's some magic there. So they decided that they're going to get back together.
I actually think it's just, who's the third unknown brother? There's a third, there's a group of three, right?
Kevin.
I know Joe and Nick. Kevin, yeah. I think Kevin was running low on funds and they had to come back together so he could actually make money.
Because who really cares about his life?
Yeah, no one really has cared or has been like, "Where's Kevin Jonas? Oh my god."
Yeah. He even I remember him having this show, like this reality TV show on on E. Why didn't anyone even watch that?
I don't know.
But
yeah. As long as At least we know he's not dead.
Yeah,
Unlike
the Jonas
Amoy.
Brothers was so cool though. I really
What?
liked them.
I remember watching Camp Rock. Man, I have so much freedom. Amoy isn't here to judge me. Yeah. Take
They
that,
even had their
Amoy.
own TV show. They had that show. Or it was just, I don't know what it was called, but they had a show and I remember watching it. I don't even remember when they broke up though. It's weird. Like, I don't. Do you know why? Why did they break up? I don't remember.
Nobody knows.
I feel like they broke up around that time where, like, you know, I was trying to be cool, pretending like I didn't really care about the Jonas Brothers, so I couldn't have all of that information because I had to maintain the illusion.
Yeah.
I wish I knew why they broke up.
The funniest thing is, I never cared about the Jonas Brothers, but I was very open with my love for every other boy band. But Jonas Brothers was just never one I was fond of.
Why?
So they need to step up their game if they want a die-hard boy band fan like me to follow
Man,
them.
they're not very good though. Like, Nick Jonas really just sings from his nose. Like, they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. But the music is pretty catchy.
I know there was the Joe Jonas, when he was in the band, DNCE, which I wonder what's going to happen to that band now because he's left, I'm guessing.
Completely forgot
Or he's
about
going to,
that.
is he going to be in two bands, or has he just ditched that band? But I know that he had that one song that was really catchy,
Which
and
one?
everyone loved it. I don't know, Party on the Beach something. I
Party on
actually
the
don't
Beach.
know. No, it is something. It's called something. Now I have to search.
Oh, I know what it's called. It's called Cake by the Ocean. Yes.
Cake by the Ocean. There we go. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
And
that was a really
everyone-
good song.
that was.
That was a good song.
But because I'm pretty sure a lot of our audience don't care about the Jonas Brothers because we listen to real music. We don't listen to such things. We don't
Everyone
listen to
should
such crap.
care about the Jonas Brothers.
We're going to move on to something that's
Wow.
actually really fascinated me.
Wow.
We're going to move on, okay? I don't want to talk about the Jonas Brothers anymore. If you want to hear us talk about the Jonas Brothers, then you should stop listening to this podcast. We did what we could, but I can't stand it. And yeah,
I would talk about
So-
the Jonas Brothers, but I guess it's
do you
not
have
my
anything
podcast.
left to say about the Jonas? Do you have anything left to say about the Jonas Brothers? Any facts? Any insights? I wish they make a Camp Rock.
They actually, okay, so I read this article that said that they're probably gonna go on tour and they might like bring Demi Lovato with them, which would be kind of cool because she's actually a good singer, you know.
And don't forget a spoon and a lighter, Jonas Brothers.
What?
Because her Demi Lovato does heroin.
Oh, okay, I got it. Funny.
Yeah, a spoon and a lighter.
I got
Yeah.
it.
Man, what an outdated joke.
Yeah.
What an outdated joke. This
Okay,
this
you
we're
tried.
not I'm trying really hard to carry this podcast. This is what I would be really devastating because like we would listen to this and there'd be 3 listeners and they would be like, yeah, we heard that Amoy wasn't there, and you know, Amoy and I have this like back and front and we're like yip at each other.
Wow. It's okay.
I
You
wish
just
he
hate
wasn't
me.
dead. No, I don't particularly like you, but I don't hate you.
It's okay, I get it. I'm not good enough.
Compared to Amoy, no.
At least I didn't say welcome like 58 times. Ugh. Wait, that was
That's
him, right?
true.
Was that
Yeah,
was
that
him?
was him.
Yeah.
That was him. Who doesn't know how to do a proper welcome? Did you see how nice mine was? So so short, so sweet, so well done. But yeah, the next topic that we're gonna move on to is phones. Wow, what a vague topic. But this week, 2 different types of phones were released. First was the Samsung Fold phone,
Mhm.
and along with Samsung Hawaii, which I hope is the way to pronounce it, but they released a
What?
Fold.
Wait,
in
what did you say?
Hawaii.
Say that again. Isn't it Huawei?
Hawaii.
Wow. I don't know. That's what I thought it was.
Let's look it up. Huawei. Something. Let's just look up Hawaii. The moment of silence. But yeah, the folding phone was released. Okay.
Mhm.
I realized that if we both end up going and watching a video, try to find out how it's pronounced, we're just gonna be here silently sitting. Um, but they were both released, and then Energizer came out. But Energizer didn't come out with a folding phone. They came out with a phone that's about the size of a brick, and apparently its battery is so impressive that it will last a whole week, and you could be on a phone call for 3 straight days and it would not die. And oh man, I wonder if Amoy's going to put pictures. Well, not Amoy, the editor that I'm going to hire now, with the shit ton of money that this podcast is making. But I wonder if the editor is going to put. I'll get in touch with the editor. But yeah, so we'll hopefully have a picture of the phones. And my question to you is, which one are you looking forward to more?
Which one of
The
which two?
are
Like
you
the two
looking to
folding phones or the brick
Yeah,
phone?
no, the folding phone or the brick phone.
Okay,
Which
I
one
don't
would you want
understand
more?
why it needs to be a brick phone because, like, Nokia phones were not bricks, but that battery lasted forever. So why does this phone have to be a brick?
Maybe it's because of like the things the phone is capable of doing. Nokia wasn't capable of doing a lot of things, so it didn't need such an intensive battery. But because we've advanced and phones can do a lot more, and it's expected that a phone should be able to do a lot more. Maybe that's why
But
they needed a
you can
bigger
just-
giant.
But I don't necessarily need my phone to last an entire week before I charge it. Like I can just charge it while I sleep. So I don't really give a fuck about it lasting a whole week.
Have you ever had a phone call that has lasted 3 days?
No, but why would I want to talk to someone for 3 days?
That's actually a very good question. I have no idea why.
I don't even like
you
talking
would.
to people when they call me right now. Like they call, I'm like, what the fuck are they calling me? And I just wait, like wait for them to stop
Yeah.
and then message them saying you called? Question mark. Shout
Yeah.
out to Parth because he's always fucking calling me. Anyway, but yeah,
He's the
I
only
would.
person who calls everyone.
Yeah.
He just calls everyone, but he wouldn't reply to your message. Oh, if you were dying, he wouldn't reply to your
Exactly.
message. This is going to turn into a long rant, but he wouldn't reply to your message. But like, you'll be like, "Hey, I'm dying." He wouldn't reply, and then he'll call you, and you'll be like, "Hey, are you okay?" But you're dead.
Does he listen to this?
Who knows? Who cares? Yeah.
Anyway, back to the phones. I don't really think I care about the folding phones either. Like, the fascination with the folding phone when it was, those old, what was it? What brand was it? Motorola. You don't
Motorola,
think, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Those were like, iconic folding phones, and it was so dramatic. You like hang up on someone and you just like smack it and close it. You can't do that with this kind of a folding phone. And I don't really need my phone to be a tablet. Like, I want my phone to be a phone. I don't need my phone to open up and become like 10 inches. So I don't really care about either.
Okay. I really care about folding phones because I really like them. One thing I'm going to say about the Samsung phone is if you've looked at it, it has a really slim screen, and I really don't like that. I really don't find that appealing.
Wait, okay,
And-
so I read that the Samsung phone, when it folds, is not actually as slim as the Huawei one.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by slim?
No, like the screen itself, like when you're holding your phone, like how it is, right? The screen is pretty wide and it's pretty big.
Oh,
But
okay. I
on
get
the
it, I get it.
Samsung, on the Samsung phone, the screen is not that big at all. It's really like
Right.
tiny, and it's a small rectangle.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then, like,
yeah.
when it expands, one cool feature that I did find on the phone was like whatever you're doing, as soon as you open the tablet, it like just like spreads out onto the tablet, which I think is a really cool feature, especially like they showed on their demonstration if you're using the maps and stuff. So that was very good. But if I had to buy a folding phone, I would buy the Huawei one. Not because it's only slimmer, but the folding part fits so well into the front thing.
It's so pretty.
It looks so gorgeous, and I don't know why Samsung. Okay, I guess they didn't know that they were doing that, but I feel like that's such an innovative way to make a folding phone that it fits so perfectly, it becomes a one seamlessly, rather than having like, a phone where you can feel like the difference.
Yeah,
You can
like
feel
there's a
like it's
gap.
two-sided. Yeah,
Exactly.
there's a gap.
And I think I read that the Huawei one is like more seamless, like when you open it up.
Yeah.
Like when it's when it's like the tablet, it's a lot more seamless than the Samsung one. And it's thinner when it's folded, so that's obviously like a good thing. I think it just looks a lot more sleek, and the design is like
a lot nicer.
Yeah, it's more like it's well thought out, I think.
It's still very, very expensive, both of them, so I'm not going to be investing in a folding phone.
Why?
Anytime.
Okay, you know what really upsets me? Phones now are the same price as laptops. Why is this folding phone more expensive than my laptop? Why would I what is the point of that? Like, I'll constantly just be anxious of dropping. Okay, also, how does it work? Like, if you drop one of these folding phones, does it just break in half? Does it survive? Like, how delicate is it?
I actually have no idea. But I feel like, considering the screen bends, I feel like it should
Doesn't that make it more delicate? Because, like, the part... I don't know.
But that means that the screen isn't really glass, is it? Because it can bend. I don't think it is. I think it's...
I wonder how.
Yeah. So I feel like that kind of makes it less susceptible to breaking, because single screens are now fully glass, and that's what makes them so, delicate. But I feel like you can't really go with glass on a whole bending phone. And I think that's gonna lead to less screen breakages.
But did you know that those two are not the only folding phones? There's a lot more.
Those are the only two folding phones I care about, and the Motorola one.
That's fine. But, like, there's actually a lot more folding phones. What's weird is that none of those are Apple. Where the hell is Apple with their folding phone?
In 2025, don't worry. In 2025,
no, I actually read this article that talked about Apple's folding phone, but they said it's not gonna happen this year for sure. But there was something that they thought about that Samsung and Huawei didn't think about, which was how the folding part would be very, like, I don't know if it would get damaged or like something, but the cold weather would affect it. So they have this thing where the folding part like warms up, so it can survive in the cold weather. I was like, why have they thought about that but not released the actual phone? Like, are they gonna release it when no one gives a fuck about folding phones anymore, and then charge us fucking $3,000 for it?
You see, the thing with Apple phones is, have you always seen, like, when an Apple phone is being released, they always release this video. Like, there's always this video, the new iPhone 10 or whatever, and then it has like a holographic like screen at the bottom, and it like opens in like 10 different directions, and the keypad comes out, and I was like, this is so brilliant. And then like it's just a regular phone with a bigger screen.
Apple literally lives on their marketing department. Okay, nothing compares to Apple's marketing. It is fantastic.
Exactly. And so I feel like Apple is going to like pump all these folding phones and then just release another phone, making a lot of money, and then although their sales are declining drastically. So I guess folding phones is the next step, do something innovative, actually create something new.
Technically, it wouldn't be innovative anymore because other people already did it over a year ago.
Well, a lot of people don't think that way, okay? When Apple releases it, that's the first time they've seen it. So everyone will be like, Apple is a genius, Apple is brilliant. No one can compare to Apple. And everyone will...
I have a question. If you could actually afford it, like if you had that much money to just throw on a phone, would you buy a folding phone?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. I love tech like that. I love I don't know, I feel like it would be really nice. Like, I always thought about it on a flight. Like, I would open up my phone, it would become a tablet, and I could watch on my phone, because I watch I never sleep on a plane, so watching is all I do, and I can download my own movie. But like, this would be my own personalized content. This would be stuff that I want to watch, not stuff that I'm being given, And
okay, personally, I really hate phones that are also like tablets. Like, you have phones that are really huge that they could be a tablet, but then it's this like awkward size where like my phone already doesn't fit into my pockets because for some reason people, just don't feel like making women's pockets bigger. But yeah, like why I don't want to constantly have to walk around with a tablet. Like it's so uncomfortable and it's so unnecessary. Like just get a tablet, I guess.
But this is why you get a folding phone, because you have a
Yeah,
phone
okay.
and you have a tablet. You see, a
guess.
phone that fits in your thing and a tablet, you have two of the things in one.
Yeah.
And that way you don't need to carry a tablet and a phone. You just carry one very proportional phone that fits in your pocket.
Still very concerned about how delicate it is.
Listen, when the phone does come out, there's obviously going to be some idiot who's going to buy it and then do a drop test, and we're going to find out anyway. Some guy's going to be like, let me test it, or he'll open it the wrong way and the phone will just fall out and break. So we're going to find out anyway, don't worry. That's not a problem.
Also, like, there's no case for a phone like this.
Oh, that's actually very true. Maybe Samsung will make their own case, because for the S10, they did say that they're going to make the glass insanely strong and have their own case as well. Like everything comes together. So maybe they'll make their own case, because I feel like that's just such a sure way of making money. Is you can't go anywhere else and buy a case. You have to get your case, and you don't want your phone to break because it's $2,000. So that's pretty genius. You just make your own case. You sell it for a really high price, because what are you gonna do? Go buy another case? Have fun. Break your phone? Have fun. Just buy our case. Man. Such. But yeah, I would definitely buy that phone. I really also don't like being sick. I am very sick. And it's because I've been crying over Amay and his death.
Aww.
I feel like if I say it enough times, it's going to be true. If I say it enough times, he's going to go away.
Don't worry, he'll be back soon.
He better. He's going to be like Jesus Christ. And Easter is coming up. He's going to die, and then he's going to be...
What do you mean Easter is coming up? Easter is over a month away.
Oh yeah.
What does Easter have to do with this?
Because Jesus Christ, he came back, and I hope Amay is also going to come back from the dead. I miss Jesus Christ.
Every single time I listen to your podcast, you always say random shit. And whenever I'm listening, I'm like, what would I say to this if I was actually on... Like, every time I'm listening, I'm always thinking of things I could have said that would have been so much funnier or so much better. But then you say
would
this
you
random
have said
shit,
I would...
and I'm like, what the fuck would I say to that?
Oh, so you're telling me you don't miss Jesus Christ? A person who died for your sins? Wow. Just wow. Listen, I don't want people like you on the podcast just smearing the name of Jesus Christ,
hey, you're the
our
one who
Lord and
invited
Savior.
Me.
Yeah, but I didn't know you would smear our Lord and Savior's name like that. Just, oh my God. But I do need a podcast, so it's fine. No, don't point out the fact that I'm not Christian. No, don't make that face and be like, what are you talking about? You're not. He is my Lord and Savior. Would you have chilled with Jesus if you were like in that era? Would you have been like all cool with Jesus? Or would you be like, I'm gonna crucify you? Or would you have just been like, whatever, like I don't care?
Never really thought about it.
Would you have been an alcoholic because you could turn water into wine?
I already am.
Imagine, I've always found it funny, like, the people who are gluten, like, not the people who are actually have like celiac disease who are actually not allowed to have gluten, but the people who say that they're just gluten free, whatever, and Jesus Christ comes and he offers them bread, and they're like, nah, I can't have that. I don't know why I find that so funny, but the thought of just Jesus coming and giving these offerings and people being like, no, I can't have bread. I can't have gluten. And like just swearing at Jesus. Jesus Christ is awesome.
How did we get here?
If you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you're racist. Listen, we've learned two things in this podcast. First of all, never say your opinion. Never. Just never say it. Second of all, if you just want people to not give their opinion, just say that you're racist if they disagree with you. That's it. It doesn't have to make sense. I've made a statement. If you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you're racist. So we can move on.
Obviously.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the Kardashians now, because what else could we talk about? So, Khloe Kardashian and I actually don't know how to say her name. I think it's Jordan, but it's spelled with a Y, so I don't know if that makes it Jordine. But Jordan.
But we're not talking about the Kardashians.
And Tristan Thompson.
No, listen. We're not talking about the Kardashians. I'm going to take a stand, and I am never ever going to talk about the Kardashians ever in my entire life until.
If Shivani was here, she would have let me talk about them. She would have supported me.
You and Shivani could start a Kardashian podcast where you guys just. And I never realized how many Instagram pages actually do that. Actually follow. They just give you updates on the Kardashians.
I mean, it's not just the Kardashians. There's a lot of pages that do that about people.
But why? Why? Who cares? Okay, something that's actually been bugging me a lot, and this is not the Instagram thing. It's the fact that people put up these polls on Instagram, and you know what? The polls are fine. I get some people, but I saw this one person put a poll up, and what she said was, should I go to my 9 a.m. lecture? I'ma let my Instagram decide. And I was like, why? How are you incapable? Why are you sitting? You're telling me you woke up at 8 o'clock for your 9 a.m. lecture, decided instead of getting dressed or making a decision by myself, I'm gonna go onto Instagram, put up a poll. And what if who's going to do your Instagram poll at 8 in the morning? Who the fuck? People don't wake up and wait to go onto Instagram and do your poll so you can decide whether they have to go to a lecture. They're already deciding if they should go to their own lecture.
I mean, I guess it does kind of work, because when you wake up, the first thing you do is, okay, at least the first thing I do, and I think it's the first thing that most people do, is go onto their phone and go onto Instagram or whatever, look at things. So if it's a first thing you do when you wake up, you would see it in time. But yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah. And it's just the
I feel like
thing.
it's not necessarily there to actually help you make the decision. It's just there for,
Are you trying to remind me that you have a 9 a.m. lecture? Well, whoop-de-doo, everyone does. Everyone has to wake up early, and everyone is capable of making their own decisions, regardless of an Instagram poll. But yeah, those type of polls are really getting to me. And they're always about the oddest thing. They'll be like, should I go here or here to eat? I'm like, just pick a place.
Who are these people you're following? Why don't I ever have that? I've never come across
I
one of
have
those
people, and I can't even call
things.
them out. I can't even call them out, but I would really want to, so they just stop doing that. Stop asking Instagram followers to decide your life for you. Make a goddamn decision. Those really annoy me. Second thing that has actually been really annoying me, and I've seen more and more of this, and I thought it kind of died out for some reason, but it's still pranks, right? And
pranks?
Not pranks. And we went through this phase where the only thing I would see on Instagram or Facebook was just people pranking each other, right? And couples pranking each other, ha ha ha, that's so funny, and everyone would be on a comment section.
Those are really fucked up.
Yeah, and everyone would be like, this is so gross, and I'm like, listen, if my significant other is going to come in the morning and taser me or something and wake me up and be like, haha, this is a prank, I'm leaving, I'm going away, I'm not going to be woken up with a goddamn taser under the impression that it's a prank. I don't get why people do that. Why they drop watermelons, or they'll break shit, and they'll do weirdest, hit them in the balls or something. I'm like, yo, that's just so weird. That's not a prank. And I would never want to be with those guys on April Fool's Day, because I don't ever know what they would do. They would do some messed up shit. It really terrifies me.
Yeah. Every time I see those, I don't think I ever actually laugh. If I drop my phone into a pool or some shit like that because of someone, doesn't even have to be a significant other, anyone, I would get really mad. I probably wouldn't talk to that person for a very long time. Probably beat the shit out of them.
I would probably just leave you're not my significant. If you're okay, and the reason I bring this up is because a prank got pretty popular, okay, and it was this guy who would go into the supermarket, and you know, like while people's carts are like there, right? He would like lean over the cart, and whatever object it was, he would grab his hand and then just like pull all of them over. So like the whole
Wait, what?
shelf. How can I paint this for the people who are also listening? So he would go, right? He would go to someone shopping, right?
Okay.
And like reach over their cart, because like the cart blocks a significant section of the like aisle, right?
Okay.
But he would lean in that specific section and then grab the item above the cart in such a manner that everything around it would fall into the cart or onto the floor. And he kept doing that.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, and he kept doing that to weird random people, and I'm like, listen, first of all, the people you're pranking is the shopping people, don't have to pick that up. Like, they're not, someone else is going to have to come and do this for them. You know, like, it's not their job. Why are you such a piece of shit? Why did you think this is funny? How is this funny?
Yeah, you have to be extremely entitled and complete asshole to do some shit like that, because is your mother gonna come pick that shit up? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and I was like, what? How did you wake up in the morning and decide this is the thing that I'm going to do? This is how I'm going to inconvenience people.
But like a lot of those things are also just for views and stuff, right? Like I assume that people just do that to put the video online and then just get like thousands of views, and a lot of people laugh at those because like those kind of videos have like thousands and thousands of comments and stuff of people just tagging people, laughing, and like people find that shit really funny.
Yeah, I don't really understand why, but yeah, it's a really short topic, but it's something that I really needed to rant about, because like, what the fuck, man?
I feel like those are even worse. Like, you know, the things, like the ones that are random people on the street, like, you know, those videos where there'll be this one person who'll go and like pull pranks or do whatever to random people on the street. I feel like that is so much worse than doing it to your friend or your significant other or something. Like, what the fuck? I would get so mad if someone did that to me on the street. Like, I'm just trying to get to wherever I'm going and not have people first of all, people keep talking to you, and I don't know if that's just a Canadian thing, but people are always trying to talk to you. And I already get so annoyed when someone tries to talk to me. If someone tried to pull this shit on me, I would call the cops.
Yeah, because like people like come with pies and they like do it to random people.
Yeah,
and I'm like, imagine I'm like trying to go to work and now I'm covered in pie because you just thought it was funny, and you're like, it's a, and, you know. But something that really does make me happy is people who are like I'll sit through an entire prank video just because I know like some videos have that one clip at the end where that guy, so he messes with the wrong guy or the wrong person, and then they just like grab him and like do something, and I'm like, that's very satisfying. And yeah, it really boils my skin, because I'm like, why? How is this funny to you? How
it boils
can
your
someone
skin?
It boils my blood.
Your
and
skin. That's the first time I've ever heard that. Boils
I'm gonna just
skin.
bleep it out. I'm just going to stop saying it, because I'm gonna have to bleep it out each and every time. Okay? If you say it like 1,000 times, I'm just not gonna do it. But I think one of the final topics, and we've actually had quite a few topics, because it's actually been a very good podcast. We've been very concise, very short with our opinions.
Thank you.
This
I was
is
really nervous about this. I'm pretty sure I'm really boring, but like, that's fine.
Listen, not everyone has a comedic, bone, whatever, like me. No one is. It's not for everyone, so I get it. But I'm there, so I'll help you, navigate this. And then I would really be funny if like the one comment on this video would just be like, "Shut up, she's funnier than you, dickhead." I already know who's gonna write it.
Yes, but shout out to that person. I love you. Thank you for being honest. For finally telling this guy that he sucks. Anyway.
No, don't worry. I'm constantly reminded by how unfunny I am by everyone around me. This is me trying to battle my insecurity and trying to be funny. Or not even insecurity, battling the truth. The very vivid reality that I am very unfunny.
Well, I mean, good for you, because you haven't stopped. Like, you guys have recorded, 20 20
16.
episodes or something? Okay,
16.
16. And you didn't stop, so good for you. Don't let people define who you are or stop
No,
you
but
from doing what you want to do.
But it's also really sad because like the moment I was not here, the views went up, and as soon as I came back, all the views just went back. And like no one wants to watch. You just shut up.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
heartbreaking.
yeah, it was pretty devastating.
It would be seriously heartbreaking if you told me that like this week we had like 20 views. People left after like 5 minutes. It's like, wow, okay.
Yeah. And the last few episodes we had 100 and above, all of them. Wow, it was really good. And then as soon as you show up, the views just go down. And then and again, this would be more sad. Like, would be more sad if we have 2 views this time. But I wouldn't blame that on you. I'd blame that on me. Yeah. Well, the final
I would blame
topic
it on
that
you
actually
too.
everyone does, but I would like to final topic, and it's kind of like a build up because hopefully this is what we'll be discussing next week. Is are you excited to watch Captain Marvel?
Oh, yes, I am excited. I really like Marvel movies, so I'm always excited to watch Marvel.
Yeah, and it comes out by the way next week. 8th March is the release date, and I am very very excited to see Brie Larson's character, and I really hope I kind of figure out everything to prepare me for Endgame, like where she is, how is she gonna come, and I feel like people will go watch this and they'll realize how powerful Captain Marvel really is, and that will make them more excited for Endgame because you're potentially looking at Thanos and Captain Marvel fighting, and it's going to be a spectacular fight. It's going to be so amazing. It's going to be brilliant.
After I watched Infinity War, I read a bunch of stuff like the Wikipedia page of like different different versions or outcomes or whatever, and I feel like I never read about Captain Marvel like saving the day. Like it was some other guy. What was his name? Adam Warlock or something. Is that it?
No, I know who you're talking about, but I feel like
okay, but there's that, and then there was another one, but it was like, okay, so where's Captain Marvel? Like, is she actually gonna save the day, or is she like what is going on there?
I feel like Marvel is very good with keeping this thing secret because I feel like okay, and my personal opinion, there will be a battle between Thanos and Captain Marvel.
How dare you make a general statement? I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah. There is going to be a fight. Don't hold me to this. If the movie comes out next week and there's nothing there, don't blame me. Oh, well, not next week when Endgame comes out and there's no fight scene. Don't hold it to me. But yeah, what I think it will still happen is they'll still let the core Avengers, who are all going to leave, have the final say, and have the final battle, and Tony Stark sacrificing everything he has, and Captain America also
dying finally. I'm sorry, I don't really like Captain America. Anyway.
No, I don't mind him dying, but I want Tony Stark to die, and that's just because Amay doesn't want him to die, but Amay's dead as well, so I don't know. He just doesn't want Tony Stark to die, so I want him to die, obviously, because I would like to see.
I really don't want Thor to die, but
oh no, I really don't.
He's a god, so he's not gonna die.
I mean, Loki also was a god, and he technically died.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Don't burst my bubble.
Okay, I'm pretty sure. I still feel like Captain America is one of those people that'll keep alive because I feel like he's not really done. Like he's gonna go take his break, and then he can still come back at a later time. I think Robert Downey Jr. is one of those people who's just like, yeah, I think I'm really done. Like I think I'm just gonna sit back, enjoy my shit ton of money that I've made off this, like just this insane amount of money that I've made. Yeah, and then Robert Downey Jr. is gonna come back as Batman, and he's gonna start again. His 8 year. No, like 10 years, right? 11 years of being Iron Man. But yeah,
is that it? Isn't it more?
No, 2008 is when the first Iron Man came out, and now it's 2019. And I'm not very good at maths, but I'm pretty sure it's 11. It is, right? Yeah, and it's a really funny story that like I found while I was reading up on Captain Marvel is that so there's a cat who's a very significant character the in the Marvel movie, and apparently Brie Larson is allergic to it. And it's really funny how everyone has just taken to this cat because like there are actually like interviews and stuff that people are holding for the cat. Like they'll sit there and they'll like talk to the cat. And they'll be like, "So, what did you think about doing this movie?" And the cat will just look around and they'll be like, "Okay, I get that. But what do you think about this? And what do you think about that?"
I want to see this cat.
Oh, it's a really pretty cat.
Okay,
It's a
see,
really,
the thing
really
is, I kind of stay clear of these things until I watch the movie. Like, I don't like watching trailers and I don't like looking at these things, which is really nice because my social media has been really good to me too. I haven't seen any spoilers or like anything about this stuff, which is great. I like just watching it without really having, like, you know, a lot of knowledge about the movie.
No, that's fair. I can't do that. I really need. I feel like a trailer always pumps me up to watch it. I don't think I've ever.
I guess.
gone.
Okay, sometimes trailers just give you too much information. Like, Netflix trailers are fucking annoying. They always tell you everything. Like, even, you know, those little things in, like, the first half of the movie that are not really, like, you know, the climax or anything, but those, like, kind of little reveals that would have been exciting if you actually just watched it, like, in the actual movie. They put that shit in the trailer, and it's so annoying because then you already know more than half of the things are gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think. I know trailers spoil a lot, but I always have to watch them. Like Endgame's going to release a new trailer, pretty much into April. You know, create the final hype for Endgame before they release it, and I'm definitely going to watch it regardless, even if it's like 2 weeks away. But another funny story about the cat, who's called Reggie, by the way, in case
Reggie?
you guys didn't know. Yeah, so Brie Larson is allergic to the cat, and she apparently, like the cat apparently had to work in with a stand-in actor in a different room. So Brie Larson had a stunt double for working
For the
with
cat.
the cat. Oh, that's really funny. Yeah.
How do you spell Reggie?
Reggie.
I-E? Reggie the cat.
Re. Reggie.
Is this a
But
cat?
the cat is.
Is this it?
I have no idea if what you're pointing at.
Oh, okay. So there's a page that says Reggie the runaway cat. I don't think that's a cat. Is that the cat? Is this it?
I have
Okay,
no
I mean
idea.
you can't see what I'm looking at, so I guess that. Never mind.
But yeah, I wanted to check if Reggie the runaway cat is not. Just type Reggie Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to see if the cat was included in
Oh,
the
here it
cast
is.
list. Yeah, I wanted to see if he's like listed in the car list, but cast list, but apparently he isn't, which is really, really disappointing.
I wonder what the Stanley like tribute thing will be. Like, I wonder if they'll just put, you know, in loving memory of at the end, or actually do anything else.
No, I think he already
sorry.
shot. He's like I'm pretty sure he's shot. He's like cameos for Endgame and.
Oh, really?
Marvel. Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Oh.
He's definitely going to be in there, and I think that's what we like even discussed a while back. Is like he's shot quite a significant amount of his like cameos.
Yeah.
So-
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm sorry for bringing that up, but that's the first thing you go to when you think about like Marvel movies, because I know you guys already talked about that ish. But yeah. Anyway.
Turns out the person I introduced as a diligent listener of our podcast since episode 1 isn't, because she actually doesn't listen.
What?
Oh no, because you didn't know that we talked about the stand.
No, I literally said that I know you guys already talked about it, but I had to bring it up because.
So she doesn't listen, and now she's making it seem like it's my fault. Is that what we're doing now? Is that what's happening? This is so unprofessional, man. I really need to get Mike. I don't even have a mic to remind me if his name is Mike or Mark. I'm pretty sure it's Mike, but I really need to get better guests on this show.
Yeah, next time I'm just gonna record with Amay instead.
That actually might be a much more efficient way to get views. But yeah, I think I'm all out of topics. I feel like we were very concise and very good. We didn't rant on. didn't go off into a tangent. We stayed within our topics. So it was a very professional podcast.
Still didn't let me talk about the Kardashians, but that's cool.
Okay, how about we dedicate, I actually don't know how long this recording's been going on. How about we dedicate 2.5 minutes, a minute and a half to the Kardashian news.
Wow. You're going to give me 1 minute.
I'm going to give the Kardashians 1 minute.
Wow.
Technically.
Whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, brief overview. So, apparently, Tristan Thompson cheated again with Jordan, whatever, Woods. And all I've read about is all of this heat that Jordan Woods has been getting from the entire Kardashian family. And it's really annoying that all of the stuff I've read, again, is completely like involuntary information because I don't actually follow any of them. But none of it has been about Tristan Thompson at all. Like, I haven't read anything about him. It's only about the women involved. Like, I don't get why, if he's the one who cheated and he's the one in the family, he's the one who betrayed Khloe Kardashian or whatever, why is the person he cheated with getting more heat than him? Like, I get it, he's in the Cavs, that's already embarrassing enough, but like, really?
Yeah, no one understands that. And no, everyone is like, I have seen people on Twitter calling out Khloe for like, getting mad and like Jordan.
It's like, I don't know if it's like equal, but there's a lot of people who are on her side, a lot of people who aren't on her side.
Listen, if you're on Khloe Kardashian's side, then you're a racist. There, everyone is now going to be on the opposing side. I have done my duty. I have made the world a better place. But yeah, the minute is up. We're done.
Is that it?
Okay, do you have anything? Sorry. Do you have anything more to say?
That's fine.
No, you can just say what you wanted to say.
I don't have anything else to say.
No.
I even made my Tristan Thompson being in the Cavs joke, so.
A lot of people will not get that.
Yeah, I realized that people don't really know what that means.
Yeah. A lot of people it's just gonna go over their heads. Do you want to explain the joke, as I do a lot of the times on this podcast?
Tristan Thompson is a basketball player, and he plays for the Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers, and they are currently last or second last or something, performing really badly since LeBron James abandoned them. But yeah, that's about it. It's a really bad team, and he's in that team.
Yeah, I guess it would be like, yeah, that's about the joke. He's in a really shit team already, so that's embarrassing.
Another fun fact about him, he's Canadian. Woo!
So you're saying all Canadians are cheaters then? Awkward. Okay. So I think that's a very good note to end the podcast on. And it was a good time to have you on here. Wouldn't really say a pleasure. No, it was an absolute pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Hopefully we get at least 5 views. Again, this was a lot more calm and like, just more composed podcast. Like, there was no yelling, there was no like just this long ass rants. I'm very happy.
There was a little bit of that when you were talking about all of the things that annoy you.
Yeah, I feel like that's become part of the podcast. Like, if we don't do that, then it's not the podcast.
You're not staying true to yourself.
Yeah, there's a significant portion that we dedicate just to complain about things, and that's what people have come to expect of us. But yeah, yeah, we can call it a day. It was nice to have you. Would you like to say any?
Here, I had fun. I was a lot less nervous than I thought it would be, but yeah. I guess we'll find out how good it really is when you figure out how many views you actually get.
I feel like the reason we always get views when people like are on our podcast is because like they'll plug it, so you're gonna have to plug the podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really do that. It's not really my thing, but I guess I will because I'm on it. So.
Exactly. Everyone plugs it when they're on it, and that's what like brings this very nice spike in views. How many followers do you have on Instagram?
I don't actually know.
Oh, we're hoping to get someone with at least 1,000, 2,000 followers. Kind of helps
Came
us.
to the wrong person, my man.
We should have got Radhika again.
I know. I was
Radhika-
just gonna say that you should have just gotten Radhika because you got like a lot of views that week, right?
Radhika got us like 500 views, man. She was the best guest ever. I can't wait to have. I will make sure she's on it here again.